Hello, racing fans. Welcome back to the channel. Joe here once again for the Sports Geek with a little bit of a preview and two selections for the Group 1 action this weekend. I'm going to be focusing on the Pretty Polly Stakes on Saturday for the fillies and mares. And then on the Sunday, we do have the Irish Derby to look at as well, both coming from the Curragh. And I've got a selection in each race for you. As usual, if you are able to like and subscribe to this channel, we would greatly appreciate it. We have all sorts of content coming for you over the next days, the next weeks, the next months. So make sure you stay tuned. And we've had a fair bit of success so far in the video since I have joined too. So what we are going to do though, we are in a heat wave here in the UK. So I'm going to go through this video a little bit quicker than usual, but still with all of the details that I did want to share. And we are going to start off on Saturday with the Group 1 Pretty Polly Stakes, the Group 1 over 1 mile, 2 furlongs, and that is the 3:55 at Curragh on good ground. In the betting, we have Thundering On at 13 to 8. We have Estrange for David Amara and Shively Park at 11 to 4. Red Letter at 6 to 1. One Look at 7 to 1. Venetian Lace at 7 to 1. Sugar Island at 8. Nearer at 16 to 1. And then 20 to 1. But those, and this has generally been a really good race over the years. You generally see classic winners, you get the top class or 3-year-olds, you get the better older horses. And this has been won by some proper nice horses over the years. But it's just worth mentioning that the 3-year-olds in this race do receive £12 from the older mares. But that doesn't give them no chance because last year's winner was a 3-year-old with Whirl winning for Ballydoyle. In 2019, we had Iridessa. And then in 2016 as well, we had Mindin win the Oaks before coming on to win this race. So there's a horse in here that's looking to do something similar, and that is Thundering On, who is a really impressive winner of the Epsom Oaks over 1 mile 4. And like I said, she's one of the 3-year-olds in the race, so she will actually receive £12 as your 13 to 8 favourite off an official rating of 119. Really impressive in the Oaks. She won it very easily too, you have to admit that there never really looked like there was going to be any other winner. The runner-up Legacy Link has let down that form a little bit, to be fair, but at the same time, her next run did come quite soon after the Oak, so you could potentially put a little bit of a line through that regardless. But what people will remember about Thundering On is definitely going to be the visual impression. That's what's going to stick in everyone's mind here, and potentially rightly so too. She's trained by Joseph O'Brien. The yard are absolutely flying. They're winning everything on the flat. They're winning everything on the jumps. So whilst they're in such good form as well, it's probably fair to assume she's going to run another big race. The Pretty Polly here is, of course, a drop back to 1 mile 2 furlongs, not the 1 mile 4 that she had in the Oaks, but it shouldn't really be an issue. She did win over 1 mile 2 furlongs at Navan in the Group 3 Salsa Bowl Stakes. And to be fair, Navan has a really stiff finish. The last 2 furlongs are very steep uphill, and she handled that no problem. The drop back here shouldn't be an issue whatsoever at the Curragh. She's going to need the stamina, she's going to need a bit of speed, but she has shown us that already. Another positive is that she is by Frankel, but on the dam side, she is by a horse called Thundering Knights, and she actually won this race back in 2022 or 2021, one of the two years anyway. So she's certainly bred for a task like this. The only negative potentially about her chances is that she has run twice at the Curragh in only her 5 starts, and she was beat on both occasions. But again, she is likely to be a better horse now. So you can see the appeal. You've got the Oaks winner coming here thundering on for an inform yard at 13 to 8. A Stranger's the next one we're going to take a look at 11 to 4 for the David Amara team. This is a 5-year-old, so she gives away £12 to Thundering On off a mark of 116. But really nice looking mare, Strange. You won't find many better looking than her. She's pure white, lovely to look at, but she's a really talented individual as well. She showed plenty as a 3-year-old, but then as a 4-year-old, she improved plenty last season. She won a Group 3 at Haydock, went back there again and won a Group 2. And then she stepped up to Group 1 company twice. She was just touched off by Minnie Hawk in a Group 1. And then she was second to Kalpana on Champions Day as well. So that form is really, really top class and definitely puts her in the mix here. Now, that was at 3. She improved there for 4. This season, she is now a 5-year-old. And it is potentially a season where she's going to improve again. She actually came out and won a Group 3 at Carlisle on her first start. Really easy fashion too. And it's fair to assume she will probably improve for that run. And that obviously sets her up for a big campaign this year as well. She is one that could potentially be an art horse again this season. She got proven Group 1 form. She's mature, very consistent. And for me, I actually think she is probably the one to beat here. Beating the older horses like her is not going to be easy, regardless of receiving weight. Red Letter for Juddmonte, really nice filly, but I don't feel like she's got any improvement in her, which leaves her with a bit to find. Sugar Island here has 10 lengths to find with Thundering On from that Oaks form. Venetian Lace, she was really disappointing in the Oaks. I think she finished last actually in the end, but I do have a feeling that she's just going to run a big race here. At the same time, she is still a maiden, and that makes it quite hard to back her in a Group 1. One Look, she's a rock solid horse here for Wathnan, a real nice horse, plenty of good form in the book, and of course in distance winner. But again, she is going to have to improve on everything she's shown us previously if the top two in the market run their races. So for me, again, you don't want to be backing anything further down the market here. Thundering On at 13 to 8, she is going to receive plenty of support, but for me, you have to side with Estrange here. She's a horse looking to go towards races like the Arc. She's unexposed. She's only a 5-year-old. She's taken on an unexposed 3-year-old, but as Estrange is still seemingly improving at this age, she could just be another 5-6 pounds better again this season, and I think she is absolutely the one to beat. So Estrange at 11 to 4 is selection number 1. We're going to move on to Sunday, the 4:35 at the Curragh, the Group 1 Irish Derby over a mile and a half on good ground on this occasion, which is definitely significant. Benvenuto Cellini is in here at 6 to 4. We have Raheb at 4 to 1. Christmas Day, the winner of the English Derby at 5 to 1. James J. Braddock at 7 to 1. A boy named Susie at 9, and then any price you like for the remainder. Raheb, I just want to touch on him first for the Shadwell operation and Owen Burrows. He is potentially an absolute superstar. He was really good on debut last year at Ascot, over 7 furlongs, 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs, one of the two. But that was actually his only start of the season too. Now he's come out again this year and bolted up in the Group 3 Classic trial. So he looked well above average, and I mean well above average. The only problem is he's only had 2 career starts, which again does leave him real unexposed for improvement. But that lack of experience in a race like the Irish Derby would just be a bit of a negative. He is one to keep track of, though, because that is a proper animal. James J. Braddock for Joe's for Brian. Again, you can't write off anything for the yard at the moment. Third in the Derby and ran an absolute blinder too. He has actually won here at the Curragh, which is always going to be a positive, and he's probably a fairly decent each way option here. Christmas Day won the Derby. I'm not sure you're going to get the same result from him on this faster ground. And for me, that makes the obvious selection here the favourite, Benvenuto Cellini, who was obviously voided in the Derby for having his back hoof caught in the gates. But this horse actually went in there as a real strong favourite, and the selection of Ryan Moore. He came in following a win in the Chester Vase. I think the ground's going to suit him no problem at all. It will certainly suit him much better than Christmas Day, and I imagine that Ryan Moore is going to pick him again. That will probably tell you what they think too. So for me, you have to take the stance that Benvenuto Cellini was the favourite in the Derby, really strong, and Ryan Moore in the saddle. I think he's going to side with him again because I do believe they think he is a better horse. Again, the faster surface isn't even ideal for him, but I certainly think it suits him better than the majority. So Benvenuto Cellini is the selection in the Irish Derby, but get Raheb in your tracker for the future. This is going to be a proper horse. So 2 selections in this episode. In the Pretty Polly on Saturday, we're going with Estrange at 11 to 4. And then my final selection is going to be Benvenuto Cellini the following day in the Irish Derby. Worth noting, this has been recorded prior to final declarations, so some of the horses may not run. But by the looks of things, the 2 selections I have put up there are likely to take their chance. And I think they're going to give us a real good for our money. Back them as singles, back them in the double as well if you want, on the hope that we can land the 2. And hopefully we can have a nice, profitable day on the racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe here on the Sports Geek. It's very hot here in the UK. I am out for now, but I'll see you real soon.